It is no secret that the New York Mets absolutely stink right now. But the real question is this just a bad stretch of baseball, or is this who the Mets actually are? The deeper you look at this team, the harder it becomes to believe that this is all just going to magically fix itself.
Meet the Mets. Meet the Mets.
Let's take a look at the money the Mets have wrapped up. Juan Soto, 14 years, $51 million a year. Lindor, 6 years, $34 million a year. Simeon, 3 years, $26 million a year. Manaya, 2 years, $25 million a year. Sanga, 2 years, $15 million a year. Bichette, 3 years, $42 million a year. That's if he doesn't opt out. He's playing so bad right now, he has no reason to opt out. Devin Williams, 3 years, $14 million a year. And my favorite, the Mets are actually paying Frankie Montas $17 million to not play this year. So now you might be asking, why does it really matter that the Mets have all this money tied up? Well, it really shouldn't, since they have an owner that's willing to spend almost anything. But when you have a GM that is frugal with money, this is going to prevent them from spending money in the future because he has money wrapped up in this pathetic team that we're watching. David Stearns has done a terrible job of managing the salaries and contracts of this team. He was handed a team with an owner who gives out blank checks, and he still failed this miserably. Let's look over the roster so far this season. Polanco sucks in the field, injured. Luis Robert, or Robert, I don't know. Literally never been healthy and just has had an underwhelming career in general. Stearns said, we'll fix him up. Simeon, absolutely washed up offensively. Manaya, hurt last year, absolutely sucks since the injury. Bichette put on a Mets uniform and forgot how to hit a baseball. He hit .381 with runners in scoring position last year, .214 with a .559 OPS this year. Other than those guys, let's take a look at some of the reoccurring names in the Mets lineup so far this year. MJ Melendez, Tommy Pham, Austin Slater, Andy Ibanez, Tyrone Taylor, Luis Torrens, who I like defensively, but that guy cannot hit water if he fell out of a boat. So far, the Mets' offensive ranks this year are 29th in runs scored, 29th in hits, 27th in home runs, 29th in batting average, and 30th in OPS. That is absolutely pathetic. The money was spent horribly. We're dumpster diving yet again. We have guys playing out of position. This whole roster was constructed terribly. I'd say it's the main reason for the Mets' failures this year. As much as signing someone like Juan Soto was so awesome at the time, stole him away from the Yankees, he's obviously one of the best hitters in baseball. But with a GM like David Stearns, you know he was so reluctant to have that contract on his team, because now he is unwilling to give guys like Pete Alonso a contract and keep Brandon Nimmo around. This roster is just not a winning roster. The money is spread out terribly.
Step right up and greet the Mets.
The baby Mets are not only not performing, but they're getting worse. Mark Vientos, 2024, 837 OPS. 2025, 702 OPS. 2026, 693 OPS. Brett Beatty, 2025, 748 OPS. 2026, 586 OPS. Alvarez, 2025, 787 OPS. 2026, 696 OPS. And Ronnie Mauricio can't stay on the field to determine whether he's good or not, but from the little we see of him every year, the guy sucks. I'm not saying OPS is the end-all be-all of whether a player is good or not, but just speaking offensively here, Vientos, Beatty, Alvarez, I spoke about this in the beginning of the season. Those guys were the key to this Mets team being good this year. I didn't figure that the top half, Lindor, Bichette, Soto, would be this bad, but let's just pretend for a second that they are performing. Vientos, Beatty, Alvarez, Mauricio, you needed those guys at the bottom of the lineup to bring up the top of the lineup. Now guys like Soto and Bichette are pressing because the team is so bad. How are they getting worse? All three of those guys were high-rated prospects in our system for years now. And it's not like this is year 2 for these guys. This is supposed to be the turning point in their careers. They're not 19 anymore. The fact that they're getting worse is so unbelievably concerning that I don't even know where you go from here with them. You really can't get much for them if you trade them. Sending them down does nothing for their development at this point. They are simply just not good enough. Maybe they're not comfortable here. I don't know. Maybe they're pressing. Whatever it is, it's not working here. And it is a major reason as to why this Mets team has the worst record in baseball.
Bring your kiddies, bring your wife.
Obviously, other than the Mets being absolutely terrible, the injuries have not helped. Lindor, no timetable for return. Polanco, no timetable for return. In my opinion, he's not going to return at all. Luis Robert or Robert, again, I don't know how you say it. I don't care. The guy sucks and he's hurt and he's got no timetable for return. What a shock. Mauricio on the shelf with a broken finger. What else is new? AJ Minter might actually be dead. David Stearns might have killed him and is covering it up. This guy hasn't pitched since last April. I don't hear anything about him ever. That obviously doesn't help the Mets case this year, but that goes back to what I was saying with the roster construction. You know a guy like Luis Robert is not healthy. He's never played a full season in the MLB. Was Polanco healthy at all? Even when they signed him? He came into the season with an Achilles injury. It's been bothering him ever since. Right now, they said his wrist feels better, but his Achilles is still bothering him. And Achilles is not something that's just going to magically feel better in a couple of weeks or a couple of months. I don't know if this guy's going to play this year. That was their Pete Alonso replacement. In the 7 years Pete Alonso played for the New York Mets, he missed a total of 24 games. Jorge Polanco has missed 26. It's May 11th. That was your Pete Alonso replacement? Someone who plays every single day with someone who's never played first base before. Clearly wasn't healthy when you signed him. Yeah, that's going to be his replacement. And if he doesn't work out, we'll throw Vientos and Beatty. It's been an absolute joke. Injury is certainly not helping the Mets case right now.
Guaranteed to have the time of your life.
How Carlos Mendoza has a job is beyond me. Even if it's not all his fault, you have to make a statement. And he's not helping you either. Last year, you just had arguably the worst collapse in franchise history. The Mets' record since June 13th, 2025 is 53-80. Instead of firing Mendoza, the Mets decided to get rid of every other coach they had. Pitching coach, hitting coach, first and third base coaches. Let's look at where those guys signed. Anton Richardson, the first base coach, went to the Braves. Jeremy Hefner, the pitching coach, went to the Braves. What's the Braves' record right now? 28-13. The Braves have the lowest team ERA in baseball this year and the second lowest whip. Maybe Hefner wasn't the problem. In 2025, with Anton Richardson, the Mets were 5th in stolen bases in 2025. Juan Soto pretty much had a 40-40 season. I want to talk about the 2021 Giants for a second. Seems pretty random, but the 2021 Giants had 107 wins. Who was their first base coach that season? Oh, it was Anton Richardson. Now, I'm not saying the first base coach was the reason for their success, but maybe, just maybe, this guy has a great read on pitchers. He could pick up and relay to the batter what pitch is coming. He's telling the guys on base when to steal. Juan Soto is not a base stealer. The guy almost stole 40 bases. And even after a dreadful start, they're still sticking with him. The Phillies fired their manager and they've been winning ball games, slowly creeping back up to 500. The Mets are getting worse. They have the worst record in baseball. I could take some time to shit on David Stearns. I'm not even going to waste my breath. If you are a Mets fan out there, you already know that this has been an unmitigated disaster. I was trying to see the vision a little bit in the offseason. I tried to give him the benefit of the doubt, but this has been beyond me. I don't even know what to say or think about David Stearns right now. We were told that this guy is a baseball genius. He went to Harvard. He's smarter than us. Obviously, I mean, come on. He's clearly smarter than us. Look at this awesome team he's put together. I love watching Austin Slater bat third. He likes to dumpster dive and get guys on value deals. These guys are minor leaguers, if that. Minor leaguers are usually prospects, not 33-year-old washed-up has-beens. But that's what David Stearns likes. He likes to reinvent these guys because, again, he's smarter than us. You guys know that.
The Mets are really sucking the ball.
Nothing ever goes right. Nothing will ever go right. Even when the Mets are beat down, bruised, and battered, the baseball gods ensure that the Mets will get kicked even harder. Whether it be injuries or underperformance or a know-it-all GM or bad ownership, whatever can go wrong will go wrong. It's something that if you are not a Met fan, you just can't explain. When I was researching for this video, I didn't even feel like looking up the stats from yesterday's game. But the entire Diamondback series this weekend, the Mets were hitting balls 110 miles an hour, 403 feet, and they were outs. It goes back to nothing will ever go right. Whatever can go wrong will go wrong. Even when they're playing bad and trying to break out of it and then they hit the ball well, every team turns into prime Ozzie Smith against the Mets. Last year when the Mets missed the playoffs by 1 game, Jacob Young made 2 of the best catches I've ever seen in my life. The Nationals were completely out of it. It's just the most obscure things in the world always happen to the New York Mets. I can make a whole other video about them being cursed, but I'll just say in general, they're cursed. So, is there any chance that the Mets could bounce back from this unmitigated disaster of a start? In short, not really. Obviously, nothing is impossible, but if I know anything about baseball and the New York Mets, it would take more than a miracle to save this team. So I guess I'll see you guys in 2027 when we could talk meaningful Mets baseball. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, like, share, subscribe. You guys showed me a lot of love in my last video. It is very much appreciated. I love interacting with you guys in the comments, so drop a comment on this video. Do you think that the Mets stand even a chance to come back this season? And let me know what I should talk about for my next video. I've been loving talking baseball, so if you guys want to see more baseball, some Yankees, maybe another team, maybe some trivia, let me know in the comments. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.
Mets are really sucking the ball.